Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good morning to everyone once again. So just write the question first. The question says design design a class 2 type design a class 2 type EOT crane. Snatch block assembly. Design a class 2 type EOT crane snatch box assembly, or you can say snatch block assembly for for lifting for lifting 100 kilonewton for lifting 100 kilonewton with with hoisting speed of with hoisting speed of 6 meter per minute. Right? All are done with the question. So this is
Yes.
all about what is said. What are the specifications you have to use? We have to design a class 2 type EOT crane snatch block assembly. Right? It is specifically mentioned EOT crane में snatch block assembly खाली आपको डिजाइन करना है. Now see, what do you mean by class 2 type? Actually, if you see in PSG, there are 3 types of EOT snatch block assembly: class 1 type, class 2 type, class 3 type. When we refer to different types now, from from the PSG, we can get few values which will be using few steps for assuming some data from PSG. Therefore, it is mentioned to use a class 2 type. If it is not mentioned, you can use any class. I will let you know in the upcoming steps, like what is the page number where you can see this class 1, class 2, class 3 type of EOT, and when to use that different type of class. Right? For now, it is said to use class 2. So just remember that we have to use class 2 when and where it is required. I will let you know how to use it. Right? And see, this snatch block assembly is to be used for lifting 100 kilonewton. How much is 100 kilonewton in tons? How much is 100 kilonewton in tons? 100 tons? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So see, as I told you, we have to lift a very huge load that will be in tons. For now, it is 100 tons, right? And with a speed of 6 meter per minute. See, in minute, the hosting speed. What do you mean by hosting speed? Hosting speed means the lifting speed. The lifting of this 100 kilonewton load through a hook via a drum and rope is 60 meter per minute. Sorry, 6 meter per minute. So in the given section, we will write what all things are given to us. The first most important thing given to us is that we have to write the class write the class of the EOT, that is class 2 type EOT we have to design. So class 2 type we have mentioned. Then the load, herein you have to use W for the load, right? Then the hosting speed, that is 6 meter per minute. Convert it into meter per second, it will be better. Sometimes you have to use it in meter per minute, sometimes we have to use it in meter per second. So how much it will be in meter per second?
0.1.
So 0.1 meter per second. See, at what small speed it is lifting the weight. As the weight is 100 tons, this is the correct speed for lifting that, right? And one thing I mentioned before going to the problem, that there is a distance, which we use for lifting. So you assume that distance, maximum lift as 10 meter. This we are assuming in the given section itself. The range of this is up to 15 meter, not above that. Not above that. One sec. Okay. Things are clear? Do anyone have any doubt? Or can we proceed?
No doubt, sir.
सर एक बार वापस से.
क्या? What do you want again? This is the given data in the question that you have to use class 2 type EOT for designing. The load which is to be lifted is 100 tons, and the speed by which you will be lifting this 100-ton load is 6 meter per minute. हर मिनट में 6 मीटर ही ऊपर जाएगा वो, ठीक है. और मैक्सिमम लिफ्ट जो है, आपका सामान कितना ऊपर लिफ्ट होना चाहिए, वो उसने दिया नहीं है क्वेश्चन में. If it is not given in the question, you have to take it maximum up to 15 meter, not above that. 15 meter or less than that. Now it is given 10 meters. Sorry, now it is not given, so we have assumed 10 meters. If it is not given, please assume 10 meters. And if it is given, if it is said 50 meters in the question, then you have to take that 50 meter. But if it is not said, you have to take it up to 15 meter, not above that, right? So this is all about what is given in the question. We'll start with the solution, and as I have already given you the steps which we will be using in the solution, so step by step we will design the things. So in the very first step, if you can see in your steps, what we are designing is design of rope. Design of rope, the most important part. If this is an important connecting link between the motor and the snatch block assembly. If this is not there, then there is no reason of designing a snatch block assembly, because if snatch block assembly is designed without a rope, how it will be lifted, like how it will be connected to a motor. So if rope is not there, all this speed lift is not possible. So the very basic step and a very big step in this design is a design of rope. In design of rope, what you have to do is you have to select a type of rope, find the diameter of the rope. So in the previous session, I have already told you that this rope is not a normal rope. In this rope, what we have to do is we have to select lobes, and I have told you everything about that.
Right.
In this case, the rope, suppose this is your entire rope, cross section of the rope. Inside this cross section, there will be number of lobes and number of strands. So number of lobes are mostly kept as 6. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here in the center, this is your core. The core can be filled with filament or it can be having some steel wires, right? So your rope can be 6 into 6 is your number of lobes which I have drawn, and 6 into 17, 6 into 19, 6 into 37, and so on. These are the types of rope which we'll be using. So what do you mean by 17, 19, 37? 17 means inside each lobe there will be 17 small wires, steel wires or fiber core, right? Okay, fiber cores. So this basically is a 6 lobe 17 wire rope. If it is 6 into 19, inside this lobe there will be 19 wires, steel wires. If it is 37, there will be 37 small steel wires inside one single lobe. So based on this, we have to find the diameter of the entire rope, then the diameter of each rope, small rope, right? So in the very basic step of selection design of rope, you have to select a type of rope. First you have to select आप इसमें से कौन सा select करना चाहोगे, उसका reason क्या है, and then moving forward we'll be finding the diameter, right? Getting the point? Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
इससे पहले कंस्ट्रक्शन का एक स्टेप रहेगा ना?
Yeah, it's compulsory. See, that step is compulsory in each design. If you are designing for any of the design in your syllabus, you have to draw that diagram, because अगर वो diagram नहीं होगा ना, if the diagram is not there, you won't be able to decide what you are going to design. See, as a syllabus, you will remember the steps, right? In the syllabus, you will remember the step that I have to design a rope, then I have to design a pulley, then I have to design this and that. But when you are going as a designer in a company, now from where you will start? You don't have any basics. Then what you have to see is that diagram. Sorry. Then you have to see the diagram, and from that diagram you have to decide which is the most important step, which is the most important part. That will be your first step. Then moving on, simultaneously we will complete the entire design. Getting the point? So the diagram in every solution is compulsory. I think everyone have that diagram, right?
Yes sir.
So, yeah, right. In design of rope, you write selecting 6 into 37 rope. Selecting 6 into 37 rope. Write the reason for compactness. And flexibility. For compactness and flexibility with fiber core. With fiber core. This is a fiber core. Inside there will be a fiber core. Inside the 6 lobe there will be a fiber core. So you have to be specific about what you are designing, right? Just write reason why fiber core is used. Fiber core is flexible. Fiber core is flexible and suitable for all conditions. Fiber core is flexible and suitable for all conditions except when the rope is subjected to crushing. Except when the rope is subjected to crushing. Except when the rope is subjected to crushing. ठीक है? So if crushing is there, you can use the central wire rope, which I have shown you that day, right? Fiber, instead of fiber core, there will be wires in the center as well. Okay, that wires we can use. Now moving on, the sub step number 2 is assuming or you can we will be assuming few efficiencies and number of fall and different kind of thing. I will let you know. Right. Point number 1 in assumption. Point number 1. Number of fall and bends. Number of fall and bends. See, what do you mean by this? I will explain you this with an example. For example, if you have 2 pulleys, right? Somewhat your pulley will be looking like this. Pulley number 1, pulley number 2. Right. It will be connected to a drum which is overhead, and this drum is connected to a motor. It is connected to a motor. This is your drum, and this drum is connected to a pulley. Right. Now we are unaware about how many pulleys we have, but then you have to decide here number of fall and bends. For that, you have to specify how many pulleys are there, and based on that pulleys, you have to decide how many number of bends and falls will be there. Now, what do you mean by falls? Fall means the amount of time your rope will come down and go up. Amount of time your rope will come down and go up. Like यहाँ से ड्रम से आपका रोप जो है वो पहली बार नीचे जाएगा, right? It will take a U-turn and come back, right? Am I right? It will go up. Then here it will be mounted. Then it will go down. Then it will come back. Right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how many falls are there? Here you have to see how many times the rope is coming down and going up. Just count how many times the number of the wire you can see from between the drum and the pulley. If there are two pulleys, falls will be 4. Once it is coming down, once it is going up. Once it is coming down, once it is going up. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. If suppose there would have been only one pulley, तो fall कितने होते फिर? अगर पुली एक ही होती तो फॉल कितने होते फिर? एक ही पुली तो फॉल आपके 2 होते. ठीक है, वैसी पुली अगर बढ़ती जाएंगी तो फॉल्स आपके बढ़ते जाएंगे. यू हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई द नंबर ऑफ पुलीज बाय 2 एंड गेट द फॉल्स. और डायग्राम बना के आप समझ सकते हो. सो नंबर ऑफ फॉल इफ द पुलीज आर 2 इज 4. नाउ हाउ यू विल डिसाइड द बेंड्स? बेंड्स कैसे डिसाइड करोगे आप? हाउ you will decide the bend? See how many times your rope is bending is your number of bends. So we have to just assume simple number. Don't increase the number. See, from here it is coming down, right? And here it is bending. Here it is bending and going up. So this is your number 1 bend. और यहाँ पर मैंने बहुत सारे बेंड्स बना दिया वो बीच में, पर ये ऐसा नहीं होता है. डायरेक्टली दिस इज कनेक्टेड ऑन द अदर साइड. डायरेक्टली यहाँ से यहाँ जाता है. बिकॉज ये जितने ज्यादा बेंड होंगे उतनी लॉस इन एफिशिएंसी होंगी आपकी. ठीक है. फॉर माउंटिंग यू कैन यूज हियर फ्यू वायर्स, बट दैट डजंट कम्स अंडर नंबर ऑफ बेंड्स. ओनली डायरेक्टली ये पुली से ऐसा नीचे जाके यहाँ से ऐसा ऊपर आएगा तो ये एक बेंड काउंट होएगा. यहाँ से यहाँ जाते हुए दूसरा बेंड, यहाँ से फिर यहाँ जाके ये रिटर्न जब आएगा तो तीसरा बेंड. तो यहां पर आपके बेंड होंगे 3. आगे समझ में? आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? हाउ मेनी बेंड्स विल बी देयर?
सर बेंड एक बार और बताइए ना।
सर 3 का ही कैसे होंगे बैंड? फिर से एक्सप्लेन करो ना एक बार।
सी, यहाँ पे तो बेंड कंसीडर नहीं होगा, यहाँ से आपका रोप नीचे जा रहा है. एक बार जब रोप नीचे आ रहा है उसके बाद से बेंड काउंट करना है जब तक रोप ऊपर नहीं चला जाता है. सो इन बिटवीन 1 and 4 यू हैव टू डिसाइड द बेंड. बेंड मीन्स वेयर इट विल बी रोटेटेड 180 डिग्री और 360 डिग्री. 180 डिग्री उसका जब रोटेशन हो जाएगा ना उसको बेंड बोलेंगे आप. तो यहां पर इसका रोटेशन हो रहा है, देखो ना यहां पर, हियर इट इज गेटिंग रोटेटेड. पुली से नीचे से वापस ऊपर जा रहा है ना, वो उसको बेंड बोलते हैं. जैसे ये फॉर एग्जांपल पेन है मेरा, एक थ्रेड लेके यहां से ऐसा उसको रोटेट करूंगा ऊपर, तो यहां पर क्या होगा, वो ऐसा बेंड हो जाएगा ना. आया समझ में अभी? दिस वे इट विल बी बेंड. सो दिस इज योर नंबर 1 बेंड. देन इट विल बेंड ऑन ड्रम. ड्रम पर फिर से उसको रोटेट होना है और फिर पुली से वापस रोटेट होके ऊपर जाना है. तो ये 1, ये 2 और ये नीचे वाला 3. So 2 on the pulleys, 1 on the drum. So there are 3 bends for 2 pulley system. Getting the point?
Yes.
Clear? Clear? It is clear to everyone? So you tell me, if your pulley is 1, fall is 2, how many bends will be there? If pulley is 1, 2, fall is 2, how many bends will be there?
1.
What?
Single band. Single band.
Yes, it will be 1 bend. Very good. That means you have understood. So if the pulley is 3, now I am moving to a next example. If pulley is 3, how many falls will be there and how many bends will be there? Tell me. Pulley is 3. एक और पुली बढ़ा लो तो fall कितने होंगे?
6.
All तो 6 होंगे.
There will be 6
Fall
falls.
6.
Okay. How many bends?
4 bands.
5.
5.
5, sir.
5 bend. Very good. So this way you have to proceed. Number of pulleys will not be mentioned in the question. How to decide number of pulley? Now I will tell you. Based on number of pulleys, you have to decide fall and bend. So pulley will be 1, 2 or 3, that we will decide now. So write one statement below, number of falls and bends. If write one statement how to decide number of pulley. If load to be lifted, is less than 80, if load to be lifted is less than 80 kilonewton, then number of pulley will be 1. Then number of pulleys will be 1. And so on, you have to multiply and get the values. If 80 equal to 80, less than 80, pulley is 1. For now, how much our load is? It is 100 kilonewton. So how many pulleys we will be requiring? How many pulleys we will be requiring?
2.
2 pulleys. 2 pulleys. Up till what value of load it will be 2 pulleys?
160.
Yes, correct. If it goes beyond 160, you have to take 3 pulleys and so on. Yes.
Sir, number of pulley 1 when it is less than 80 kilonewton ना आपने greater sign डाला है.
Less than or equal to 80. Yeah, less than or equal to 80. If it is more than 80 up to 160, it will be 2 pulleys and so on. Multiply करते रहने का, पुली मिलती जाएंगी आपको. Clear है? So 2 pulleys. So how many falls and how many bends? So it is easy. Once you understood this diagram, falls and bends will directly come 4 falls and 3 bends. Do anyone have any doubt in number of falls and bends? Yes. Yes, please. Anyone? Can we move on?
No. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the next assumption is efficiency of the pulley. So as we always do, keep the efficiency as 95%. Keep the efficiency as 95% and also the efficiency of drum as 95%. Why it is required? I will tell you when the time comes why these efficiencies are assumed. And the last and the most important point of assumption is the material for rope. Material for the rope. So move to PSG 9.4. Move to PSG 9.4 for the material of the rope. Move to PSG 9.4. On that PSG page 9.4, you can see material for the rope. Are you able to find it? See, wire rope for general engineering purpose. The number of rope selection from where we have done is group 6 into 37 and different ropes are given. Based on that, you have to select one material for the rope. So if you can see, nominal breaking strength of rope is given in tons. Nominal breaking strength of rope is given in tons, right? It can be continued on the next page. It is for 6 into 19, 6 into 19, right? So as we have taken 6 into 37, we are referring 9.4. If you would have taken 6 into 19, 6 into 17, we will change the page then. So now the properties which are given here is for the material that is steel. So material is steel. Name of the material is steel. From this page, you have to just take the tensile strength. So if you can see, two different values of tensile strength are given to you. See in the third column, tensile strength of wire 160 to 175 kgf per mm square, or tensile strength of wire 175 to 190 kgf per mm square. You have to select any one. You have to select any one. So let us select from third column. Let us select it as 165 kgf per mm square. Coming back to the screen, select 165 kgf per mm square. Okay, or it can be said as 1650 Newton per mm square. Getting the point from where we have got this value? The material is steel. and the ultimate tensile strength for the material is to be taken from 9.4. There are two values, two ranges. From that range, you can take any one. I am assuming it as 165. If you want, you can assume 175, 185, 190, up to 190. You can take that value. So I have taken it as 165 kgf per mm square, converted it to Newton per mm square. You can also convert it into kgf per centimeter square if you want. So it will be 165 into 10 raised to 2 kgf per centimeter square. Actually, the next all calculations are in centimeter. Therefore, we are converting it into kgf per centimeter square. Clear to everyone? Can we move on? Yes. So, coming to the next sub step, step number 3, that is your, now we have decided the material, area of rope, that is cross section area, or you can say we will be finding diameter with the help of that area, right? We will be finding diameter with that area. So for this, just refer PSG 9.1. PSG 9.1, there is one formula given for area. So please refer 9.1. So if you can see, I am showing you. See, this is 9.1. Wire ropes. Material handling, wire ropes. The name of the chapter is material handling. In that, the first step is wire ropes. So if you can see, the area given is A is equal to F divided by strength upon small n minus D by D mean into dW by dE dash. If you read everything, on the right side it is given what do we mean by D, dW, D mean, E and everything. And if you can see, if you see on the fourth formula, over here for 6 into 37 group of ropes, the formula is converted into this formula P. What is the difference? The above P formula and the below formula, if you can see, the difference is, in that formula it is written, instead of dW by D into E dash, it is equal to 36000. So that we can use directly into our formula. Are you able to get that value? See, in the fourth formula for 6 into 37 and compare that formula with the second formula of P. F strength upon strength raised to n minus D by D mean, dW by D E dash is written in the second formula, and in the fourth formula dW by D into E dash is replaced by 36000 for 6 into 37 row, right? So now we have replaced dW by dE with 3600, right? Just see it. This is the formula of A that is written on 9.1. Instead of this, you have to write this in that formula. So we'll just change that. Everything we have got from PSG into 36000. That is again from PSG 9.1. Nothing we have to assume here, right? So what we need to do, if we want to get the area, we have to calculate what do we mean by F, then sigma U and D by D mean, right? These all values we have to take or assume or take from that PSG. So if you can see in the PHG, F is nothing but load per fall of rope that is given. It is said it is load per fall of rope. It is written on 9.1 if you can read. So it doesn't mean anything. It means the load and fall of rope. How many number of falls are there? So we have load as 100, that is kilonewton converted into Newton, and fall we have number of falls as 4, but that is not sufficient because efficiencies will come into picture. Fall is perfect, but based on the efficiency the fall will work. Getting the point? Everyone is awake?
Yes, sir.
So based on efficiencies the fall will work. So we have two efficiencies, pulley efficiency and the drum efficiency. That two we have to use over here, right? So we have 95% as the pulley efficiency and 95% as the drum efficiency, because two falls are from pulley and two falls are from drum, right? Connections of the falls are with pulleys and with drum. So that we have to consider and use this formula. Load upon fall of rope. Fall is 4, but the efficiency will come into picture. So based on that, we will be getting the value of F. So just get the value of F and let me know what is the answer of load per fall of rope you are getting.
27.7 into 10 raised to 3 newtons.
27.7 kilonewton, or you can say it is 2770 kgf. Right? Can we move on, or anyone have any doubt in calculating the value of F? Yes? Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is all about F. Now we will be having different strength. We have already taken care of, that is 165 into 10 raised to 2 kgf per centimeter square from the previous step. We now require N and then D by D min, and that will be it. We will substitute everything and get the answer. So now if you see on PHG 9.1, again turning to PHG 9.1, you can see N is given as N dash into duty factor. N dash into duty factor. See there. I will take you to PHG 9.1. Just be there. Right. Here. Stress factor or design factor, that is N dash into duty factor. Now what do you mean by N dash? So coming to N dash. Can you see the table of N dash?
Yes.
Yes. So here comes your class of the rope. Class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. And based on the application, you have to select one value. Right? So we are designing a EOT snatch block assembly for hosting, right? Hosting speed is given to us. So we are designing for hosting. Crane and host in general, host blocks we can take. Or any application if not given, you can take. So let us take the last application, and we have class 2 given to us, right? So the value of n dash is phi, value of n dash class 2, and crane and host in general host blocks. This application we are taking. If nothing is given, you can take the last application or the maximum value of safety. Getting the point? So we will be taking 5 as our factor of safety. Now what about duty factor? So it is clear now? Clear about factor of safety? So I will move to the duty factor. This is your duty factor. Duty factor you can take based on class 2, strength is 1.2, duty factor. Strength duty factor is 1.2. As you can see in this table, class 2 duty factor for strength is 1.2. So this we are getting from PSG 9.2. So coming back to the screen, I have wrote factor as phi from PSG 9.1 using that table of application and class, and duty factor from 9.2 again using the class and strength factor, right? So after getting all this value, you can multiply n dash and the duty factor to get the value of n. So that comes out to be 6. So now we are only left with the ratio of d by d mean. Yes, everything is clear till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
again, if you can see on PSG 9.1, again if you see on PSG 9.1, see this table, d mean by d ratio is given. The ratio of d mean by d is given to you. One table on 9.1. On 9.1, see this table. Number of bends. It is depending upon number of bends. So as our number of bend is 3, it comes out to be 23. Clear?
Yes.
So I have taken d mean by d as 23 since we have 3 number of bends from PSG 9.1. Now everything is with us. We have the value of F in kgf. We have the value of sigma u in kgf per centimeter square. We have the value of factor, that is 6 without unit, and the ratio 23. This ratio is opposite, so we will write 1 by 23, and this is a direct numeric value. So you can get the answer of area in centimeter square. Will you able to do that? Substitute all the values and let me know what is the answer of area you are getting in centimeter square. Area 2770 upon 165 into 10 raised to 2 divided by 6 minus 1 upon 23 into 36000. You'll get the area. As we have kept this in kgf per centimeter square, the area will come out into centimeter square.
1.598.
Sir, 2.33.
Yep. Please check. It should be 2.33 centimeter square. Take a minute. Do it correctly. Yeah. Now, based on the cross-section area, you will again go to PSG 9.1 and calculate the diameter of rope. Should I go to PSG 9.1?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have got one area. What is that all about? Just see here. Area of useful cross section of the rope in centimeter square, and that is equivalent to 0.4 times pi by 4 d square. And what do you mean by d? Diameter of wire rope in centimeter. D is dia of wire rope in centimeter, right? So if you can read your PSG properly, there is no difficulty in designing of a yacht. So this is the formula that was given on 9.1, that is area is equal to 0.4 pi by 4 d square, where d is diameter of wire rope in centimeter. Therefore we have calculated the area in centimeter. So just substitute all the values, that is 2.33 into 0.4 into pi by 4 into d square, get the value of d. That will be your diameter of the rope.
2.72.
2.72 centimeter, or you can say it as 27.2 mm.
राउंड ऑफ नहीं करना सर.
We have to select a standard diameter. So selecting the rope of standard diameter. From PSG 9.4. Again, we'll go to PSG 9.4. From where we have taken once the strength of rope. This is your 9.4, the table of 9.4. So standard diameter of rope you have to select in mm. Therefore, I have converted the value of d into mm. We have that as 27.2, right? So you have to take from this table how much, which value you will select?
29.
29.
Yes. So from the table on PSG 9.4, you are selecting a standard diameter of 29 mm as the diameter of rope, and you have to take all the values from that table. That is approximate weight. Approximate weight, how much is the respective approximate weight for 29 mm? It is 2.99 kgf per meter. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Corresponding weight you have to take, and nominal breaking strength of rope in tons, the last column. Strength of rope, that is 40.6 in tons. Just read the table properly, you will be able to get all the values. So this is it. My diameter is 29 mm. My approximate weight is 2.99 kgf per meter. My strength of rope is 40.6 tons. So this we have all taken from PSG 9.4, right? So the strength of rope is to be taken for that value of ultimate tensile strength, which we have already selected. We have selected 165, therefore we have taken from the third column. If we would have taken it as 175, 185, then we would have taken it from fourth column. So this is all about the selection Now selection is done. Now we have to check it again whether the selected thing is proper or not. If you can remember, in design of gears, we used to select one gear and then failures, depending upon the failure, you used to check. So same way, in the very next step, you have to check for braking strength. Check for braking strength. Check for braking strength. That is nothing but that P which we have seen on PSG 9.1. When P was given, na? That is the braking strength. So again, go to PSG 9.1 and write the formula that is there. This is for 6 into 37 rope. If the rope changes, the formula will change. Right? Now we have everything with us. Just substitute everything from previous step and tell me the answer of strength. This is nothing but braking strength, P. In kgf. We want the answer in kgf. So substitute F in kgf. This is in, we have kept in kgf per centimeter square, keep it same only, kgf per centimeter square, in numerator and denominator both sides. And this value of strength must come less than this value of strength. Then only your rope will pass. Else we have to change the rope. Getting the point? So please substitute all the value and let me know the answer. Don't leave the meeting. Anytime in between, your attendance will be taken directly from the list. Someone will come and directly from that list, he will mark the attendance. From today onwards, attendance will not be taken. We won't be taking the attendance in the Google form.
38.57.
Yeah, 30. What is the answer?
38.57 kilonewton.
Okay, that means 38,576.6
Yes, sir.
in kgf.
KGF.
The same thing will be in kilonewton, you can say, or tons you can say. They both are same. Since this value is less than 40.6 tons, the one which we have selected as our strength of rope, that is the value which we have calculated is less than that. Therefore, the selected rope is safe in braking strength. If this value of P would have been greater than 0.6, then we have to go back to the previous step and change this selection. Select something which will be more than 40.6, more than the required value. Getting the point? So can we move on?
सर फिर FB रिटर्न कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा क्या?
What we have to calculate again?
Sir, if P value is greater than 40.6, then we have to calculate again the value of F.
No. Just what we will do is we will change the selection. See, if something fails at a smaller value, change and keep it bigger, it won't fail. Then no need of checking again and again. Check here go to that table of 9.4 and select the value which will be higher than the calculated value. That's it. Everything rest will be proper because that is based on the previous calculation. Just select the new one. Don't check again. Just select the new one. Like we used to do in bearing. Just select the next bearing and that's it. Okay. So now the last point in this step is the life of rope. Life of rope. So again, life of rope. Go to PHG 9.7, 9.8. Therein, all the formulas of life of rope is available. So I will just first mention the formula and then we will turn to page number 9.7. So this is the formula that is given on 9.7. We will go there and see what do you mean by all these characters, special characters in the formula. So this is here. Design of life of horse rope. Right? So what it says, N is equal to 0.4 Z upon A alpha beta Z2. He has mentioned alpha A, so we can also change to A. And what is N is rope life in month of 25 days. N is life of rope. What do you mean by Z? Number of repeated bend corresponding to M. Refer table 1 he is saying. So let us go to table 1. This is our table 1. Z and M. What is Z? Z in 1000, M in 100. So what is M? What is Z? We have to identify first. M क्या होगा, Z क्या होगा, वो हमको आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. So we need to either calculate M first or Z first. So we need to get something out of the given formulas over here. We don't have M. See what he is saying about Z is related to M. So either we have to calculate Z first or M first. So if you can see the formula which is below, it says D by D is equal to M rho C1 C2 C plus 8. Then from that formula we can get the value of M. Once we get the value of M, we can get the value of Z, and then we will substitute in the above equation and get the values. आ रहा समझ में? पहले हमको नीचे वाले फॉर्मूले से M फाइंड करना पड़ेगा, फिर ये टेबल से M जितना भी होगा ना, वन सेक. Then from the value of factor M, based on M we will select Z. So Z आ जाएगा. Then what is A, Z2 and beta, refer table 2. He is saying A, beta, Z2 के लिए table 2 refer करो. So this is table 2. A, beta, Z2. What he says, condition of hoisting, it is hand driven, light duty, medium duty, heavy duty. So किसी एक के लिए लेना पड़ेगा. So let us take for medium duty. For medium duty, you have to take A, Z2 and beta. So for medium duty, A is 3400. 3400 working cycle per month. एक मंथ में 3400 साइकिल्स वर्क कर रहा है. Then Z2 is 3 as we can see, and endurance factor beta is 0.4. ठीक है. So this all we have taken from 9.8. I will be coming back to the screen and let you know about the formulas once again, and then we'll move on. This is the basic formula of life which we have to calculate. We have to calculate the life. So this is 0.4 Z upon A beta Z2. Z is related to M. So we have to calculate M from this formula. M sigma C1 C2 C plus 8. ये फॉर्मूला से M कैलकुलेट करना है. एक बार M मिल जाएगा तो Z मिल जाएगा. ये है आपका 9.8 टेबल 1 में. M मिल जाएगा तो Z मिल जाएगा. Again we are getting the values of A, Z2 and beta from PSG 9.8 table 2 that I have already shown to you. So do you anyone have any doubt from where the values of A, Z2 and beta is coming? That is directly coming from table number 2.
No doubt, sir.
Yes. So now we have A, beta, Z2. We want to get the value of Z. For the value of Z, you have to calculate M. This formula will be using to calculate M. That is D by D is equal to M. This is unknown. Sigma C1 C2 C plus 8. This all we can get from that page only. 8.7, sorry, 9.7 and 9.8. So what all we want? We have D by D as 23, D mean by D as 23 taken from first step, right? We want C1, we want C2, we want C, we want sigma. This all from where we can get, I will let you know. For C1, refer 9.8. For C1, refer 9.8, C2 on 9.7, C again on 9.8. We will go to that pages. So coming to 9.8, this is the value of factor C1, table number 3. Value of factor C1, table number 3. So if you can see, rope diameter, based on rope diameter, C can be calculated. So our diameter is between, we have selected 29 as the diameter. That is not present here. So we can take 30 as the diameter and that value. So that 30 diameter, the value is 1.16. So C1 is 1.16 from PSG 9.8 table number 3. Now for C2, C1 is done, C2. What is C2? C2 is directly given here. See, 0.63 to 1.15 depending on rope material and its treatment. So any one value we can take, 0.63 to 1.15. Let us take it as 0.9. Okay. Then coming to table number 4. Table number 4, PSG 9.8 for the value of C. 6 into 37. Last में है 6 into 37 and 1 core, cross or parallel you have to decide, and based on that, on the strength you have to take the value. So our strength is in range of 160s. So the value will be approximately, the last value you can take. For cross rope, last value we can take. It is coming as 1.02. Any one value you can take. From this last cross, 6 into 37 and 1 core, cross wala ya parallel, anything you can assume. Let us assume it as cross. The diameter is 130, 160, 165. Sorry, the strength is 130, 165, 180. Ours is 165. So let us take the last one, and the value coming is 1.02. Okay, so this is all about C1, C2 and C. Now
1.06,
see
sir.
tensile strength in row 1.06. One second. Yeah, for 160 it is 1.06. I have taken for 180 because our value is 165. So it is more than 160. So I have considered the value of 180 as the value of C, the last one. Okay, you can take 1.06, not a big deal. Now coming again to page number 9.7. See the tensile strength formula. It is set 10F divided by pi d square. 10F divided by pi d square. So based on this, we can calculate everything. C1 we got from 9.8 table number 3. C2 from 9.7. It is written in the description. C 9.8 table number 4. For sigma formula is given on 9.7 in the description. Just substitute the value of F and diameter. We'll be getting the value of sigma. F is 2770 and diameter is 29 mm. So you'll get sigma in kgf per mm square. Then we will substitute everything.
10.48.
Yeah, 10.48 kgf per mm square. Now we will substitute everything in the formula above here and get the value of m.
सर Z बाकी है ना?
Once we get the value of m, we will get z, and then we will substitute the value of z in the main formula of life. We will get the life. First we want m. So d by d we know is 23. We don't know m. We have 10.48 as sigma. C1, C2, C plus 8. So get the value of m.
One point three four four.
Yes, 1.3434. Now, to get the value of z, we have to go to that table on 9.8. I'll take you there. This table. Here see, m is m in hundreds. So whatever answer we are getting, we have to just convert that answer into hundreds. So it is 1.3434 we are getting now. In hundreds it will be 134.3. In hundreds. We are just converting the unit of m. So based on that value of 134, we will get the value of z. M is 134. We have to interpolate and get the value of z. M available is 129 and 140. M available is, see I will write here, M available is 129, 140. We want for 134. Based on that, Z available is 190, 210. X. Just see. We want this value of Z in thousands. Our M in hundreds in 134.3 or 134.4, you can say. So the answer available in PSG is 129, 140. We want for 134.4. So we need to cross multiply. We need to cross multiply and get the answer. How to do that? I have already.
199.8.
Yes. See how to do it. This minus this minus this. So let's do it. And then corresponding values. So you'll get the value of Z at 134.4. This is how we do interpolation.
199.82.
199.82. The unit of this Z must be in thousands. In thousands. मतलब 10⁻³ आ जाएगा यहाँ.
सर फॉर्मूला में ग्रेटर माइनस स्मॉलर करते हैं ना.
कैसे भी कर सकते हो. ये दोनों मल्टीप्लाई न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर में माइनस साइन है तो वो कट जाएंगी. Anyway, you can do. If you do greater minus smaller, minus sign won't come into picture. If you do smaller minus greater, minus sign will come, but in both numerator and denominator it will come. So it will get eliminated. So we are getting as 199.82, but the unit set is thousands. Therefore, I have used this thousands. Right. Now we have everything to substitute in the formula of N. That says 0.4 Z upon A beta Z2. Substitute, you will get the value of life of rope in months. So N, life of rope, you will get the answer of life of rope. So what is the answer you are getting for life of rope?
19.59.
So this is 19.59 months, right? It is 19.59 months. So this is all about your step number 1, that is